So I asked ChatGPT about the attractiveness video that I'm uploading right now, so you can check it out. It was a video I just saw scrolling through YouTube where it was like, we asked 100 people to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10 in looks, and it was a crazy experiment, really. Like a lot of really unattractive people were rating themselves like sixes and sevens, and almost everybody rated themselves a seven. And then later, like a lot of really unattractive or average looking people were rating themselves solid tens, and then it got even crazier, and a lot of really unattractive people were rating themselves 11s. And there was only like three attractive people out of the whole crew of people that got interviewed for the project or whatever. And I don't know what they rated themselves, like maybe a 6 or 7 or something like that. But I was surprised at the rating of it. So I talked to ChatGPT and I was just curious, like, why do a lot of unattractive people rate themselves so high, and like attractive people are rating themselves a lot lower than what they look like, and then some unattractive people are rating themselves off the charts. Like, is it true that average looks more attractive to the average general population? Like, just in general, does average look more appealing to other people than we realize? Like, is it a real thing? Um, because if an unattractive person truly believes they're an 11, like in their mind and heart, it was tons of them saying that they were like 11s. I'm not trying to be rude or mean by this, because attractiveness is subjective, of course. But like, it was a lot of just plain face and awkwardly shaped heads and like just weird, not what you would necessarily think as attractive. Not necessarily ugly, but not attractive, and definitely not an 11. Like, that's like Megan Fox type shit. But like an 11, um, what was the mentality going on? Like, what was likely going on in their heads? You would think that like maybe they're getting a lot of attention, a lot of sexual attention, a lot of sexual partners, a lot of positive feedback, something that would feed their ego into believing that they were highly rated. But ChatGPT said that it is a combination of things most likely going on. So they said it because it is a social experiment in a way, that a lot of unattractive people might be feeling nervous on camera, or feeling societal pressure that they don't want to embarrass themselves or feel less than, and they don't want to be putting themselves in the spotlight, so they overrate themselves because they don't want to be honest about what their number might actually be. So they'll go to the opposite extreme and go really high, because they're like, if you fake it till you make it, maybe that'll make you seem more attractive. So they'll rate themselves a lot higher than what they truly believe they are. Um, and then there was another one I watched where it was like 50 to 100 people. I think it was like 100 people in a room, where they had one person at a time come up with like an hour, 2 hour long video or some shit. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I just watched key highlights of it, where they had like one person would come to the middle of the room, and then everybody would rate the person on their 1 to 10. It was another social experiment. And I noticed in that video that the crowd was rating the unattractive people as like 8, 9, and 10, and the super attractive people as like 4s and 5s. And I don't mean like attractive with a lot of makeup on, or attractive with this or that. Like naturally, like really beautiful with like the most beautiful freckles, or like really beautiful with these doe eyes, or like really beautiful with like this beautiful curly thick ass hair, like beautiful face, like, yeah, really attractive men, and like just really nice looking. And they were rating them like 4 and 5, and like no one got higher than like a 5 out of the really attractive people. And so I was just talking to ChatGPT. It was like, what is that, a natural jealousy? Like, is everybody banding together against the obviously attractive people? Like, why are they getting rated so low? Why are the unattractive people being rated so high? I'm like, is it a natural societal thing to be more attracted to average looking faces? And because it doesn't seem that way in real life, but like, what's going on? And they said that it was basically like a few things. They said if a really attractive person seems stiff, like, all eyes are on me, and they have a history of being mistreated, or they have a history with hostility or jealousy or negativity surrounding their looks, they might be a little stiff or tense in a situation like that. And if you're not totally relaxed and comfortable and smiling and happy, it can skew a rating in an environment like that where people are like, oh, she looks like a bitch, or oh, she looks like a stiff neck, or oh, she looks hostile, or oh, she looks like a bitch, or oh, she looks like whatever it is. And so if your face isn't perfectly relaxed when you're attractive, it could cause someone to give you a lower rating because you don't seem open and inviting, even if you're really attractive. So they're like, so there's one thing, and then they're like, another thing could be a natural jealousy. Another thing could be, what was it? A kind of a societal expectation where you don't want to hurt an unattractive person's feelings, so you kind of bump up the number a little bit, where you don't want to put them on the spotlight and make them feel bad by saying, oh yeah, we think you're a 4, we think you're 3, so we're going to call you a 7 or 8. And then when it's a really attractive person, we're like, oh, it's obvious you're attractive, so we're going to kind of downplay your looks a little bit, so we're going to call you a 6 or a 5 when really you're a 9 or a 10. But we're not going to say that because it's kind of like we need to downplay your looks a little bit and kind of even out the score a little bit. So it's kind of like one of those type of things. As for self-assessments, it's really a matter of beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I mean, like, that's just the way it is. I mean, I know tons of attractive people that don't think they're attractive because they're just not their own type. I know tons of unattractive people that think they're the hottest thing on the planet. And I know a lot of people that have a perfectly healthy view either way, whether they know they're not the most attractive thing or they know they are very attractive. It can go either way. But I think it's an interesting experiment, and I don't always, but like sometimes I'll watch videos like that because I'm just curious to see a person's mindset and if they have a healthy view of themselves or if it's a little off. Like seeing attractive people not know they're attractive is always a little sad, but you know, it kind of is what it is. And then seeing unattractive people who are either realistic but have like really good personalities that are immediately more physically attractive to me, and I'm like, you know, it's pretty cool how that works, because I'm like, even if they're like just plain and they're not, nobody's, I don't think very few people are actually ugly. Like, it takes a lot in my head before I think anyone is physically unattractive, but just a regular plain faced person, like, when they smile, they're all already like way more prettier. And then when they have a really good personality and they laugh and they joke and they do all this stuff, like they're like 8s or 9s in my book. And then I'm like, I get attracted to some people. Like, I've had this my whole life. Like, my whole family always tells me that I date the most unattractive men, and I always think they're the hottest things on the planet. And I still do. Like, I'm so physically attracted to them, and I've never had a single boyfriend that I did not think was just not the hottest thing. And I don't mean like because of his personality. I mean, I think he looks hot as fuck. And my whole family is like, he is so unattractive. I'm like, would you please stop saying that? It's just so disrespectful. But like, they're always telling me that I'm so like grotesquely unevenly matched with the men that I date. And I'm like, I don't see it. But like, you know, that's just how it goes. But, you know, I just find it interesting when people will do videos like that, because you can really see the dynamics of just how things work out. Like, some attractive people have been through just so much they lose sight of what they look like, or they might have body dysmorphia like I have. And I'm like, sometimes I feel like I'm attractive, usually I don't. I mean, I got these lines under my eyes, I mean, my nose is a little big, and I got this texture all over my face, and I don't like the way my mouth looks when I speak, and, you know, it's just a lot of things, and I just don't see what other people see, and that's just how that goes. But, you know, what I've been told is a different story, and I can only hope that is accurate. And, of course, you're not going to look good to everybody. It's just how it goes. But, you know, it's just interesting to see where people's mind space is when it comes to such things as rating your own attractiveness, because, like, attractiveness is also subjective. And I mean, if you're just talking about your physical beauty, who knows? I mean, how can you rate that? It's like, I don't know, like a 4 for me. Like, it's hard to say. Like, it's just what it is. Like, that's just what I think it is. So it's interesting to see for sure. But I just wanted to post this as a follow up to the last video I just made, because I did just talk to ChatGPT and it did explain a little bit of the psychology behind the video. So if you're curious to see the people, see the ratings, and see what I'm talking about, check out the Rate Yourself video 1 to 10 with a question mark. And you could just see the faces of the people I'm talking about and experience the psychological phenomenon that I'm discussing. All right, love you guys. Bye.